Hello students, let's read the problem. And it says, Jack delivers advertising magazines. The graph below shows the number of magazines delivered per hour. Using information from the graph, which of the following equations represents Y, the number of magazines delivered in X amount of hours? So what do they want me to do? Well, they want me to use the information from the graph to match it with the equation. Is that right? So I have a graph given to me and I need to find the equation for that. And by that, they mean, can you find the equation of the line? Is that right? And the equation of the line for us will be the slope-intercept form, okay? And I have it right here so that we can see how it looks like. So my slope-intercept form, it reads y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope. So I'm going to write it over here. M is the slope, which you can also find by doing rise over run. Especially when there's a graph, it is very likely that that's going to be the first thing for us to consider doing. Okay, so if I want to do rise over run, I will need to find points on the graph. Is that right? So I can see several points in here, but there's some that are very nice points because the coordinates are in an exact location of an X and a Y. For example, this one, it's 2 and 60, right? And then I see another really good point over here, which it's 4. And now the problem comes. Miss, I don't know what number is there. There's no number. So what we need to do is, let's go back and check on the intervals that they're using for Y. So from 0, it jumps to a 60. Then the halfways will be 30, 60, then will be 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, and so on, right? I'm not going to finish all of them because my graph actually finishes kind of like around there. But now that's going to help me to decide that 4 goes with 90. Very good. What about this point that is here? I can see the 6 and across it's 120. What about this one? Well, that's 8 and 150, and there's another one here. So we have very good points right now. Is that right? Now, this point over here looks like it's 30, and that will be your y-intercept. Is that right? Because it's actually crossing the y-axis at that point. Okay? Now, we can assume that it looks like it's 30, but we can actually work it out just to be on the safe side. But the rise over run, we can definitely do it doing my rise over run on the graph. So I'm going to go 1 square up. Now remember, that's not exactly 1 square because I'm going from 60 to 90. So that's actually 30. Very good. Then I'm going to go sideways. And this one actually counts by ones, right? Because look, that's a 0 and that's a 2. So this will be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So we are counting by ones, right? So that's 1 and 2. So my rise over run will be 30 over 2, which is the same as 15 over 1, or 15. Is that right? And you know what? Just to be on the safe side, we're going to choose another 2 points, and we'll do the same rise over run. So I'm going to go from this point up, and it goes 1, but actually it's 30 because it goes from 120 to 150. Side, I'm going to go to the right, and it's actually 2 units. So I can see that it is 30 over 2. So we're good with the slope. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to come back to my equation, and I do know that m, it's the one that is going to be replaced with a 15, and the x stays the same. Okay, so I'm just replacing m right now. Okay, I also need to replace b. And I know we said, Miss, it looks like a 30. I would prefer to actually work it out just to be on the safe side, because sometimes it can be tricky. What if it's 31, 32? You know what I mean? So to do that, we're going to need to write down the equation of the slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. I am going to choose one point from the ones that I see on my graph, and I am going to go with 2 and 60, where 2 is x and 60 is y. So let's replace the values. Y is 60, m, we found it, and it was 15. X is 2 plus b. So I am going to perform the operation of 15 times 2. I get 30 plus b. Since I want to leave b by itself, I need to remove the 30. So how do I do that? By taking away 30 on both sides, and 30 minus 30 cancels out, and I get b equals to 30, which is my y-intercept. And that's the number that we thought it was going to be, right? And like I said, the only reason why I like to do the equations algebraically is because I want to make sure that I'm not getting maybe a decimal or something else. So since 30 is positive, I'm going to write down plus 30. So the only things that I'm replacing are actually my m and my b, right? So remember that we only replace m, which we found up here. Remember, that was the 15 over 1, which is the same as a 15. And I replace b, which is a 30. Okay, those are the only two things that I replace. So let's look at the answer choices. Which answer choice looks exactly like our answer? Letter B, very good.